Let's pick up on the markets now. The local exchange expected to continue the upward trajectory today, and this is after markets closed in the green on Thursday. Yesterday, the rand weakened against the US dollar. In the US, non-farm payrolls, they rose less than expected in March. Meanwhile, the unemployment rate dropped in March. JustOneLap founder is Simon Brown, and he joins us now to dissect the latest market moves. Simon, good morning to you, and thank you for your time. Let's get your quick overview of how the local trade is faring in the early hours.
Well, we've opened green pretty much across the board. Our overall market just over 1% higher. We've been led higher by resources, almost 2% up. That is pretty much across the board. The commodities are green again. We've got gold trading at 2017. We've got the PGMs, platinum above 1,000, palladium above 1,400. And the rest of the market, financials up 0.5%. They're the lagger there. Industrials up 0.9%. That been helped by Richmond and, of course, the NASPAS process, 10-cent triumphant. So far, a good start to the week.
Let's pick up with the rand weakening a little further this morning, trading at around 18 rand 52. This is against the dollar. Has anything changed in regards to the currency?
I think what we're seeing here is we were closed Friday and Monday. Our main industries, our exporters, our importers, who would usually be buying or selling currencies, obviously weren't operating over the Easter weekend. And we have seen a bit of dollar strength at the same time. And I think it was the lack of local participants in the market with that dollar strength that took us out to that 1852, as you mentioned. We are strengthening already this morning. We're down at 1838. So I think it's just that sort of conflation of circumstances that came together that saw our rand under quite serious pressure yesterday. We should be able to hold this, and things might even pick up a little bit during the week as we sort of strengthen into the weekend, I suspect.
Yeah, let's talk company news. Telkom will soon add 89 million plus. This is now 89 million rand plus interest to its coffers after the state-affiliated Telkom company won a high court case against a supplier in its network. Talk us through those developments.
So this goes back a number of years. They had a supplier, R&R Productions. What they were doing was basically on-selling Telkom services, broadband, mobile, SIMs and the like. And they also had a credit agreement where they could essentially get credit from Telkom to facilitate the business. But one of the directors had signed surety, and this was going against the director rather than the company itself. And Telkom ultimately won. And signing surety is as good as taking the loan in your personal capacity. And that's what Telkom therefore pursued. The 89 million plus interest, it's chunky, but Telkom's sitting on some 13 billion odd in total debt, but 2.5 billion in cash. So in the big picture, it doesn't markedly change their story going forward. And this morning, the share's not responding hugely to it at all.
Let's conclude with this question. The National Treasury asking Eskom to write off 70 billion rand of municipal debt. This is over the period of 3 years. Now, my political mind says the election is coming up next year, but let me not poison your mind. Make sense of these developments for us.
There certainly is an election next year, and this goes back to what Finance Minister said in his budget speech in February around essentially the government taking on some of the Telkom debt, but there were terms and conditions to that agreement, and now we've found some of the details. So municipalities that owe money, as you said, it's 70 billion in total, can get that written off over a 3-year period, but there's a lot of terms and conditions. For example, they've got to start cutting off non-payers. They've got to start managing their overall budget significantly better. And what will happen is you put an application in. If it's approved and you continue for the 12 months, you'll get a third taken off, another third in the second, and another third in the third year. It, on paper, is a great idea. Practically, we need to see if it really works. Eskom's tried before these type of relief programs and try get non-payers to start paying with little success in this part. But we'll see. Maybe this time it will work. But it is an important part of restructuring that entire balance sheet, the debt and the liabilities that Eskom is sitting with if they want government to come in and take some of the debt off their hands.
JustOneLap founder Simon Brown, thank you very much for that quick markets update. Thanks indeed for your time.